Hi there, this is Ranjit from tech2bars.com, and today we'll be doing the full in-depth review of this Android phone by Sony, and this is known as Xperia U, and this has to be the most affordable dual core Android phone by Sony. So let's have a closer look at the same. So this is the Sony Xperia U. This is an entry-level mid-range phone, and in India it sells for around 15,500 to 16,000 rupees. And I want to thank Faisal Communications for providing this unit for review. Let me first give you a quick physical overview of the phone. Let me start with the screen size, and the screen size is 3.5-inch diagonal, and it sports a resolution of 480 by 854 pixels. And I have to say the screen quality is pretty good. It's pretty nice. The viewing angles are also okay, not the best, but it is pretty decent, and it's pretty bright actually. Let me first give you a physical overview of the phone. On the front we have a VGA camera, and we also have the regular sensors like proximity sensor, ambient light sensor, and also we have over here a small LED light. So if you get a missed call or a SMS, or when you're charging, this lights up. And we also have the center earpiece, and I have to say the voice quality on this phone is pretty decent. And if we go towards the bottom, you see these this transparent array of light over here, and this is transparent. Actually those are not the buttons. The buttons are on the top. These are the three buttons. The first is for the back, second is for the home, and this is for the menu. And you need to get used to the same, because you do not have to click on this transparent array but above it to register the click. Let me just unlock this, and as you can see, this is the home button, this is the menu, home, and this is for the back. And beneath that we have, it says Xperia. This cover, actually you can pull it out, it comes out, and you get a couple of covers with the packaging, so you can change it according to your liking. And actually the phone looks pretty stylish, and it is very similar, I would say, to its elder brother, that is Xperia S. It's pretty compact in the hand, and it will fit easily in your hand based on the size. So if you have even small hands, this phone will look good. And I have to say the phone looks pretty stylish. And moving towards the back, we have a 5 megapixel autofocus camera. We also have a LED flash, and this camera can shoot video in 720p HD. We also have a nice speakerphone grill over here, and I have to say the speakerphone quality is above average. Again, moving towards the bottom, though it's not Sony Ericsson now, but it retains the Sony Ericsson logo. And again we have this transparent plastic over here, and below that we have it says Xperia. Looks very stylish. And moving on the top, we have this 3.5mm headphone jack, and we also have one pinhole, this for the mic. And moving here, we have the on off button, and the volume rocker is also over here. And we also get this camera shutter button, but I have a problem with this. I found this to be really tight, and whenever you depress this, the phone shakes a bit, and due to that you get blurry shots. So I would suggest that you use the on-screen shutter instead of this when you take photos. And on the bottom, again, we have nothing but a microphone pinhole over here, and we also have a hole here so that you for a lanyard. And on this side, actually we have nothing, just this micro USB slot that we use for charging and syncing the phone. Let me just unlock the phone now. And this phone as of now runs the Android version gingerbread, but Sony has promised that this phone will get the ice cream sandwich update. Let me show you the Android version now. And if you scroll down, it says that currently it's running the Android version 2.3.7. One major con with this phone is the storage. The phone has limited storage, and Sony opted not to add a micro SD card or something like that, so you cannot expand the storage. And by default, the internal storage that you get is 4 GB. Out of that, we have 2 GB for your apps. So again, I would say that we do have cloud storage again with Android phones, but if you are a person who likes to keep a lot of, let's say, music, videos, etc., then this phone might be a problem because of the storage. Now I have connected this phone to my Wi-Fi network, and I have to say the Wi-Fi performance of this phone was pretty decent, actually pretty good. The range was also very nice. Let me just do the speed test now to show you the same. And let me see which server it took. Mumbai server. Let us start it. I am on an internet connection of 15 megabits per second, and as you can see, this phone is able to actually max it out, touching about 15.5 to 16 MB. And I found the Wi-Fi performance to be very good, and the upload speed I got was about 20 MB. So needless to say, no issues with the Wi-Fi on this phone. And now let me just open up the browser, and let us just go to this Engadget website. Okay, Engadget, and I'm going to just click that. And by default it is taking us to the mobile version of Engadget website. And if you have noticed how quickly it loaded the mobile version of Engadget. So in terms of web browsing, I feel this pretty good. It loads the pages pretty fast. Because of its dual core processor, it has a 1 GHz dual core processor. Now I have just clicked the desktop version of Engadget and let it load. And again, I have to say it loaded it pretty fast. Let me zoom in a little bit. I just scroll down. There is a slight tinge of lag, I would say. And I suspect that is due to the fact that this phone supports just 512 MB of RAM. And this is a long page, but again, needless to say, it is pretty smooth. And let's do the pinch to zoom gesture, and that is also pretty nice. And Sony has this plus or minus button, and if you use that, it acts like text reflow to resize the text, and that's pretty nice. So in terms of web browsing, it is not the smoothest, but I would say it will do the job fine. Let's get out of the web browser. Let me just reopen the browser and load a website which has YouTube videos embedded. Let's go to Tech2Bus, and we have some videos that are embedded, YouTube videos, and let's see if this phone can play back those without any issues. So I'm just going to use this one. And I'm going to change the orientation, and it quickly does that, so no issues. So there is a little bit of lagginess at times for scrolling, and this is a video that is embedded in this page, and this is a YouTube video. So I'm just going to click on the same, and let's see if it can play it back without any issues.
Hi there, this is Ranjit from indepth, and in this video we're going to review this wireless IP camera from eBay, and the model name is TCS.
So as you can see, it can play back the video without issues. There was a slight lag initially when the video was starting, but after 5 or 6 seconds it stabilized. So it can easily play back YouTube videos, no issues. So let's get out of this. And this phone runs the Timescape UI, and by default we get 5 home screen, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I found the the interface to be really smooth while using the phone. This is the app tray. If you click here, actually you get to the app tray, and these are all the apps. You can scroll left or right. And let's say if you want to add this let's say this camera app to the home screen, just hold on to the same and place it over here. And to delete it also, it's really simple. Just hold on to the same and bring it to this dustbin icon and just leave it, and it's gone. And also you get this gesture where you get to all the widgets that are running. And while generally using the phone, I did not find any lag or anything like that. It was smooth, no issues with the same. As you can see, Sony has done a good job. The phone does not lag with the UI. Pretty easy. And you can also click here to actually change the themes of this phone. This is a new thing, and I'll just show you the same. If you click on this theme, you can change the entire theme. For example, let's take this one, and if I click on the same, the entire theme changes. Even this bottom area also changes. So you can customize the phone to your liking using this theme. So I'll just get back. Oops, sorry. I'll just put back to the original theme. This one it was. So that's a new thing so you can customize the phone to your liking a little bit more. Let me show you how good is the speakerphone by just using the Savan app. We're just going to play some random song. I'm just going to click here. It's taking a while. And I'm just going to click on this. So as you can hear, it is actually pretty loud. I'm just going to pause it. The X loud function is pretty decent. And now I'm going to show you the media playback. I'm actually not that impressed with the media playback. It's kind of mixed results. By default, Sony gives us this connected device app, which is a built-in DLNA player, but I found it to be severely lacking. So I installed this third-party Bubble UPnP and MX player, and I'm just going to invoke this Bubble PNP player. And from the devices, I'm going to select my Synology NAS, and let us go to the library. And I'm going to try to play some of the high-definition videos that I have. Actually, 1080p videos do not play fine. But I'm just going to try to play the 720p video, and we're going to use, oops, let me go back. The default player does not play, so let me go back and use this MX player, start over, and I found that it does play 720p videos, but it is not super smooth because as you can see, sometimes the sound is skipping in this video, and also the frame rate is not very silky smooth. I was able to play back a couple of other 720p videos, but I would say it was like it could play only about 40% of them fine. The rest they were choppy or something like that. So, but 480p video content was I was able to play them without any issues. But I'm not very impressed because I thought that with the dual core processor that this phone has, it should easily play 720p video, but that was not the case because it was a hit or a miss. Now let us play some of the games. Let me try this Temple Run, and they should play fine on this phone because it is a dual core phone with 1 GHz processor. And as you can see, it does not have any problems playing this Temple Run game. It is super smooth, no issues. Touch is also very responsive, no issues with the same. So that's it for this Temple Run. I'm just going to get out of the same. Now to give you a better idea about the phone, let us do some benchmarking. And to do that, first I'll run this Nina Mark II test. And this will test the GPU performance, which is kind of important if you are going to do gaming on the phone. And I haven't run it earlier, so let's run it and see how well it performs on this Sony Xperia U. And I'm getting a decent frame rate of about 31 or 32 as of now. About 29 frames. Dips to about 23, 24. It's almost done. And we got a FPS of 28.3, and I would say that's a very decent score because I feel that with a Nina Mark II score of 30, you should be able to play most of the games. So 28.8 is good but not the best, so you can play most of the games, but I would say not all of the 3D games. Generally the high-end 3D games might have a problem, but overall it is very good. And according to Nina Mark II, the GPU on this phone is the Mali 400 GPU. So let's get out of this and Now I will run one more benchmark, that is the quadrant standard benchmark, and I'm going to run the full benchmark. I'll just skip to the results because it's going to take some time. And we got a quadrant score of 2194, and think about it as 2200. And I would say for a dual core phone, that's a decent score, nothing great, but let me tell you the breakdown. Total was 2194. Out of that, the CPU got a score of 3825, memory 1614, IO 3154, 2D got a score of 306, and 3D got a score of 2073. So that was the quadrant score. It's decent, I would say. Now let me talk about a little bit about the battery life on this Xperia U. The battery provided is a 1320 milliampere battery, and sadly the battery is not user replaceable or removable, and I found the battery life to be below average. With the normal usage you can last it for a day, but if you have a heavy day, at the end of the day the battery might get fully discharged. So I'm a little bit disappointed about the battery life, because I thought it would have been a little bit better. Moving on to the camera, the rear facing camera on this Xperia U is a 5 megapixel shooter with autofocus, and it can also shoot video in 720p HD. Let me show you the same. We also have a front facing camera that is just a VGA, but that's okay for video calling stuff like Skype, etc. Let me invoke the camera app. And this is the camera app, and if you notice we have a camera shutter button over here, but I strongly suggest that you do not use that, because it's a bit hard to depress the shutter, and whenever you apply a little bit force, I found the shots to get a lot blurry. So to take the shots, just I suggest that you use this soft touch button to take the shots. And as you can see, we have taken these shots with the flash. We can actually control the flash, and let me just shut off this flash over here for now, and let us take the same shot. There's a slight delay of about half a second or so before it takes the shot. So this is the shot, and these are the options that we get. We can select between the front camera. We also have 3D panorama view and sweep panorama, and we also have scene selections. We can also adjust the exposure value, that's nice, and we have full control over the flash. Apart from that, we can adjust the resolution between 532 megapixel. Let us keep it on 5 for now, and again let's go. And we also have a timer, and we also have smile detection and focus mode, and I'll just put it on single focus mode, and let's see if it improves the focus. But again, that touch to focus functionality is a little bit missing. Let us check again if we have that. We have touch to focus, I'm sorry. And the focus is not that fast, but we do have this touch to focus functionality, that's nice. So again, the camera offers a lot of options, and I've taken a few photographs with the same, and let me show you the same now. These are just now that we have to, and it can also shoot video in 720p, that as I mentioned earlier, and this is the video that I shot earlier today.
So I'm shooting this video with the Xperia U, and I'm recording it at 720p. That's the highest resolution video that this phone offers. The audio also is being recorded.
And as you can see, the video taking capabilities is pretty good. This was taken at 720p, and that's pretty nice, I would say. Let us just get out of this, and these are some of the photographs that I have taken in broad daylight, and as you can see, it does offer a lot of detail. So outdoor photography is pretty good, I would say, with this 5 megapixel camera that we have. Let me open the gallery once again, and these are some of the shots that I have taken, and as you can see, we have good color reproduction, and as you can see, we have a lot of detail over here. and this was taken indoors. With the flash indoors, the photos do not come out that sharp. It's a bit blurry. So this is the camera. I would say it's nice but not the best. Let me show you the keyboard. Let's go to the messaging and let me type a message. Due to the screen size that is just 3.5 inches, the keyboard is a little bit cramped, but it has what do you say, this reduction. For example, this is a test. I would say typing in this mode is much more easier. Also, we get haptic feedback. I would definitely say that if you try to type fast, you will definitely make mistakes, because I feel the keyboard is a little bit cramped due to the screen size. Overall, what is my rating regarding this Xperia U? Sony has done a great job. The form factor is nice. Everything is nice. But I'm not that impressed by the default internal storage that Sony has given. That is just 4 GB. I do not understand why Sony did that. And also the omission of having a micro SD card is such a bummer, because you cannot add additional storage to this phone. So this phone might be good for a person who can live with just 4 GB of internal storage. Also, I do not like the fact that the video playback at 720p was not that smooth. Don't get me wrong, it could play 720p videos, but not a lot of formats that I tested with. I generally test a couple of videos with every phone, and this was able to play just about, say, 40 to 45% of those video formats in 720p. Other than that, this is a great phone. The styling is also really good, and considering the price that is just around 15,500 to 16,000 in India, which sits in the bracket of entry-level mid-range phones, and this phone offers a lot of features. You get a front-facing camera, we get a decent rear-facing 5-megapixel camera. Also, Sony has promised that this phone will get the ice cream sandwich update. That's a good thing. That should make the phone a little bit more smoother, in my opinion. So there are some flaws with the phone, but if you can live with those, I think so. No other phone in this price bracket offers all these features. The major two cons that I have with this phone is the limited internal storage and the average battery life. I hope you found this video review helpful. That's it for now. This is Ranjit from tech2buzz.com, and I hope to see you in my next video.